Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Madison Pergram. We have new COVID-19 numbers to report in Eastern Kentucky this weekend. The Pike County Health Department confirmed 8 new cases this weekend, and the total in Pike County sits at 111. All of the newly confirmed patients are recovering from home, and the Harlan County Health Department confirmed 3 new cases of COVID-19, which raises its total to 30. The health department will track individuals who had close contact with these new cases and are at risk for infection. And the Bell County Health Department has confirmed 6 new cases of COVID-19 today. The county now has 33 total cases. For more updates on COVID-19 in Eastern Kentucky, go to our website at WYMT.com. And Hazard First Baptist Church planned to hold its first in-person service since the COVID-19 pandemic today. But church leaders decided last week to postpone in-person services due to the recent spike of coronavirus cases in our area. The church will continue with its drive-in services to keep its members and visitors safe. Church leaders tell us they are enjoying the drive-in services, even some people bringing their four-legged friends.
We decided to pull back and to wait and just see the direction of this thing. We want to come back safely. I've noticed folks sometimes bringing gravy and biscuits and having breakfast and lunch, and a lot of people bring their dog with them too. So we don't generally have dogs in our services inside the church. So it's been a good thing for all of our families.
Now, church leaders say they will monitor the COVID-19 situation, but for now, they do not have a date set for in-person services to return. And police are looking for a person who drove into a home on High Lawn Avenue in Lexington. The SUV that crashed into the house has since been removed, but it left bad damage behind. We know one person was inside the house at the time of the crash. Shelby Lofton talked to the man who lives there.
What a Lexington man thought would be a quiet and slow Sunday ended with a crash and a bang into his house. Austin Sparks says he was at work when he got the call about a car hitting the front of his house. He says security tapes show around noon a blue Ford Explorer collided into one of the bedrooms. Take a look at this video. The SUV looks to be speeding down High Lawn Avenue when it swerves left, missing the alley and barreling into the house. You then see 3 men exit the car, running in different directions. Sparks says his fiancée is now at the hospital being assessed for a concussion.
What if that was your wife or kids or something in the house and you don't know if they're dead? You just plowed through their house. That's upsetting.
And we don't know the identities of the driver or the passengers in that blue Ford Explorer. In Lexington, Shelby Lofton, WKYT.
Now, Sparks says he was about to close on this house. Now he thinks he and his fiancee will have to move out and find a home somewhere else. And we now know the man who drowned at Cave Run Lake yesterday was from Lexington. The Bath County coroner has identified him as 22-year-old Chubaka Mutangawa. Crews recovered his body after his kayak flipped. A family nearby tried to unsuccessfully save him. And today, Chelsea Jones talked to the victim's friends and family. They say he made a major impact on his community.
Chewy is that one person that loved the community.
It's still a big shock. Pacific and Alicia are still processing that their younger brother is no longer with us.
So Chewy is always, we have a smile on his face. If he got in a room, he's gonna light the whole room.
His first name was Chewbacca, but most people called him Chewy. In 2012, he moved with his family from Congo to the U.S.
It was hard. We didn't know that much English by then.
But it didn't take long for Chewy to make friends, leaving a big impression on the people he met.
He had a big mind. He was intelligent, he was bright.
Just 22 years old, Chewy loved helping others. He taught Swahili to kids in Lexington, participated in the Black Lives Matter movement. He met politicians, even former President Barack Obama.
He wanted to create more jobs back in Congo.
That's Mary, Chewy's girlfriend, the person he was on a kayak with the day he died. They were at Cave Run Lake.
Is that a place where y'all used to go often?
No, we've only been there once.
It was Chewy's idea to go back and celebrate the day with family and friends. Mary says some water got into the kayak. It then flipped.
We were trying to flip it back over. And I think he panicked a little bit.
2 people rescued Mary, but Chewy didn't make it. His family says he loved nature, a passion that was contagious.
Hiking or biking or doing stuff on the outside.
This is what they want us to remember. Not what happened to Chewy, but who he was, what he stood for, and the things he did. He was smart, charming, funny, and had a big smile. In Lexington, Chelsea Jones, WKYT.
A Boone County judge has blocked the state from imposing strict limits on both auto racetracks and child care facilities. The ruling allows for racetracks in Kentucky to have up to 50% capacity. Previously, most visitors were barred from the facilities. At the same time, child care facilities have had their capacities raised from 10 children per group to 28 children. The judge says he made the ruling because Governor Beshear's guidelines have been unfairly enforced since the pandemic started. Governor Andy Beshear says he will appeal the injunction to the appellate court and the state Supreme Court. And there is a group among the protesters who stream live on Facebook every night. They say they have been treated unfairly by LMPD since the protests started over a month ago. Now that group is taking steps to make a change. Faith King introduces us to the Independent Media Guild.
You're going to be arrested if you do not leave now.
They're calling themselves the Independent Media Guild.
We're the eyes of the people for the civil rights of this era, man. Where people are seeing these videos worldwide and are like, wow.
They're a group of live streamers, webcasters, and storytellers here in Louisville.
I haven't necessarily experienced as much what I would say targeted harassment as some of the other more well-known streamers over the past month have.
Matthew Ballard, founding member of the Independent Media Guild, was arrested in May during a protest while live streaming. He feels like he's a target along with many others.
I do get referenced by name now more than a few times by LMPD officers.
Independent Media Guild members say IMG is an information and promotional guild for supporting First Amendment rights.
We're currently working on attaining our credentials through the Constitution First Amendment Press Association.
But even with the yellow vest these individuals currently wear and the pending credentials, Ballard says LMPD is not guaranteeing protection.
I'm not resistant.
They made it very clear that while they want us to have something that will identify us, that's not going to guarantee that something won't happen.
In Louisville, Faith King, Wave 3 News.
Well, we saw some thunderstorms earlier this evening, but now those weather conditions have really calmed down for the night. Let me take you to our camera into downtown Whitesburg so you can see these beautiful conditions here. Just some very quiet and calm conditions tonight. We are seeing a little bit of cloud cover in those skies, but now those conditions are nice and dry. And you can just see those storms that we saw earlier this evening just kind of fizzling away right around 7 o'clock earlier this evening. And then we just kind of had to deal with that cloud cover, and even that slowly started to back off, but we are still seeing just a little bit of that throughout the region, and temperatures much more comfortable now. Earlier today, remember, some of us got into those 90s, others of us, especially more down towards the south where they did see more of those showers, a little bit cooler, but overall now all of us are in those 70s, anywhere from those lower 70s to those upper 70s, and we are going to continue to cool down as we head overnight tonight. We'll be seeing temperatures dropping into those upper 60s, just about 70 degrees for overnight lows, so it'll be a lot more comfortable as you wake up tomorrow on your Monday. Madison?
Thank you, Brooke. Well, 4th of July is filled with hot dogs, hamburgers, and fireworks. Well, what about the 5th of July? WYMT's Camille Gear has more on a different kind of 4th of July weekend activity.
A ride across eastern Kentucky.
We've created a group here with all of our friends and family, and we're just going out and we're on a ride, just go through several different counties. We're starting in Sayersville, we're going through Breathitt County, and then we'll eventually end up over towards Knott County.
The Eastern Kentucky Mudbugs went on their annual 5th of July ride, traveling more than 100 miles in the July heat.
Right now, I'm looking forward to getting down into the creeks where it's cooler. It's super hot today. A lot of us couldn't make it because of the heat, but that's what we're looking for, just having a good day and just kind of chilling.
With about 20 people from across eastern Kentucky, all friends and family, riding while still staying 6 feet apart.
I mean, it's everything, just to be able to get out and be able to enjoy something that everybody likes doing, and you can still social distance and be away from everything else that's going on.
Making sure everyone stays safe while still having fun.
Yes, we try to be as safe, and that's you got to nowadays, really.
With one goal in mind, to ride. In Magoffin County, Camille Gear, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, if you would like to become a Mudbug member, you can find them on their Facebook page, East KY Mudbugs. And going to the Kentucky Castle makes people feel royal, but for some high school students, it is a class. Well, the students aren't the ones taking care of the garden right now, though. Tony Myers is. She's an agricultural teacher for the school district. People can come and pick their own lavender from the plants just outside of the castle's front gate. Myers points out that the lavender isn't normal to see in Kentucky, but neither is a castle. One thing the state is known for is agriculture, so she's growing a new generation of future farmers.
I get to expose students that then last year a couple of them went on and majored in agronomy, and a couple of them majored in environmental science, and just that exposure at that age is really kind of pivotal.
Now, even though students cannot be there in person, she's still sharing the fruits of her labor with the public. And the 4th of July holiday weekend has looked different due to the coronavirus pandemic. Now, many cities across the nation canceled festivities and fireworks displays. However, the city of Hazard continued theirs. WYMT's Tommy Poole thought, how did these displays happen? Well, he tagged along with the pyrotechnics last night and has a behind-the-scenes look.
It's a breathtaking display the city of Hazard enjoys every year. But how does this spectacle happen? High on the hill off Mountain Shadows Drive is Chad Allen.
Go ahead, let it go! I think this makes 22 years I've shot, my own shows.
Allen works for Pyrotechnics Display.
The city and the company negotiate on how much money they want to spend, and they send me a box truck with the explosives. If at that point it's mine.
That is when Allen gets to work.
So I have to sit down and look and see what's available and see how I want to design it.
Putting in nearly 10 hours of prep work before the show.
There is a lot of things that go in play before off the scenes for us to get ready to do it.
Making sure safety protocol is followed, backup plans are in place, and of course, an aesthetically pleasing show is on tap.
We want to do everything we can for the kids down there so that they can enjoy it, but the main thing, we want to walk off the hill safe.
Allen isn't alone. He has a team of his closest friends to help.
I can't get this and go through either. We work together every day, and I trust them. So you got to have people around here that you trust, that's willing to follow directions.
Because when the fuse is lit, it's not just fun and games.
Got two going at once. People making sure that you don't want to shoot on top of them, and then they've got the protective fuses that you want to pull off. You may have a fuse that may jump across on a rack.
Which leads to Allen's gear. It's not your typical 4th of July outfit.
Oh, God!
Because these aren't your typical fireworks.
You can do everything right and something can happen. So, you got to play with the odds. Put yourself in the best position to be successful.
And when the last firework goes off, Allen can hear the cheers from the city below.
But that's what it's about. I've got a 6-year-old little girl, and you can imagine in their mind what that's like, seeing that in the sky.
Making memories for his hometown while celebrating the birthday of our nation. In Hazard, Tommy Poole, WYMT Mountain News.
Everybody.
Now, as for the mess, Allen says the shells and debris mostly come straight back down, not creating a mess throughout the city. Now, the fireworks are shot off of private property, so Allen and his partners make sure they clean up, leaving the place how they found it. It takes them about 2 additional hours to clean up. Well, coming up on Mountain News Weekend Edition, why legislating from the middle can leave politicians on the outs with voters even in moderate states like Maine.
And it looks like we will see some more showers and storms tomorrow. I'll have more details on the soggy weather coming up.